a lot higher. Just how much has that changed, and how important has that been for you as a player?
It's changed a lot. I do feel a lot more confident. My teammates have definitely played a big part in that, and my coaches, just because they've shown constant support to me, that they believe in me. And then in the off season, that was just a big thing for me, to be able to focus in on that and get in the gym a lot, and then that would make me even more confident. And then what was the second part of your question?
I think you hit it all. What was the biggest adjustment for you last season to college basketball?
It was definitely the speed of the game at first, and then whenever we started playing games, I felt like I just was going very easily, got the flow of it, and it just kind of came naturally.
Where do you think your game grew most from the start of last season to the end?
I definitely feel like from the start of the season to the end, I just feel like that confidence kind of grew, just because at the beginning I was a little bit nervous, like freshman coming in, and I feel like that confidence did grow over the season, and it has grown even more now. But that's the one thing I could probably pinpoint, just because I was nervous at the beginning.
Yeah.
But definitely towards the end, I just felt like I was supposed to be out there.
Obviously, injuries were a very common theme in your season last year. Is there any sense of kind of what could have been and then got carrying over this season being unfinished business?
I don't necessarily think of the what could have been, just because those girls were so supportive, still whenever they were off the court, on the sidelines. But definitely for this year, it is unfinished business. We are not going to get put out of the Sweet 16. That's our goal, is to make it all the way this year and win that national championship. So that's definitely what we're going to be striving for the whole season.
What excites you the most about this team?
I would have to say the energy and the speed that we play at. The energy is amazing to me, because we're just having fun out there together, and that translates to, driving and kicking. It's just little things like that. But it's just really fun to be out there with those girls.
Coach Harper talked to us a lot about the depth on this team and how nobody's minutes are really guaranteed. How much of a motivating factor is that?
It's very motivating. It definitely makes you work harder in practice, and give even more effort. But for me, honestly, I just want to win. I'm going to do anything for the team I can to win. If that's being on the sideline supporting my teammates, then that's what I'm going to do. I just want to win.
Do you feel like practices have been more competitive this year?
Yes, they have. I feel like they definitely have. It's just great, because then it makes each other better. And that's really important, that we're improving every single day, and it's great that we're competing all at the same time.
Okay, if you would, go through the transfers one by one and tell me a few things that stand out about them.
What stands out about them?
Mm-hmm.
Rakia Jackson's just everything game. I don't even know what to say about her. She's amazing. But the way that she can just get that pull-up jumper off that's what I strive to do. Let's see. Jazz Franklin, unbelievable on the boards. That's also what I strive to do. She is everywhere. She is like a ball hawk, which is it's really great. That's what we need. Jill, big guard, all I can say. She's great. She can, pull out and shoot it. She has some really good post moves and face-up game. Who's left? JP. Really great passer. I will tell you, I played with a passer like her in AAU, so it's pretty cool to come full circle that now there's a passer like that on my team now, which is really exciting. Makes the game a little more fun. But yeah.
I guess just first, how have these first couple weeks of preseason practice gone?
They've been going really well. We have high expectations for this team. It's just been exciting to come in here and compete every day with a well-rounded group of girls.
Coach Harper talked a lot about the depth on this team and how it's going to be hard to find minutes. Kind of as a player, what's the challenge of there being so many players that can earn minutes and nothing's really going to be given?
Our strength with this team is our depth. I think that actually goes a long way. and it'll actually help benefit us, as the season gets longer. But challenging minutes, that's honestly, it's not really like a problem, but it also goes to show that like everyone can play, which is like really cool to have and be a part of this team. But it also makes you value your minutes that you are given on the floor, to make you go out there and give your 110% with the minutes that you are on the floor.
Kind of a two-part question on the same thing. Obviously last year, how good does it feel to have this much depth after all the injuries y'all had last year? And then how much do you think those injuries and young players getting a lot of minutes, maybe they didn't last year, have built the depth for this season?
You know what, I think you can look at it, kind of going back to my freshman year, you can look at it as a pro or a negative. But getting the depth that we do have in our returners, the experience they have, especially, making it to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament, that's what every team strives for, to make it to those type of games during that type of year. But I think it'll go a long way. A lot of times we kind of wonder what would last year have been. But you know what, you just have to keep looking forward, and I'm really excited about this year. Is
there kind of a sense of unfinished business, or have y'all turned the page from last season?
There's always unfinished business, but you have to look ahead. This is a new team. We have different strengths, which are depth this year too. So I'm really excited about this season.
Where have you been kind of focusing your game and improving in the offseason?
Definitely my defense. The shooting, being able to shoot the basketball will get me on the court, but being able to defend will keep me on the floor. And definitely with our strength and depth, everyone can play, so it made me value getting better in the off season in order to try to get those minutes.
What stands out about the transfers you guys brought in?
Oh, I could be here all day going on and on about the list. Honestly, their leadership, how competitive they are, how hard they work, team players. I mean, I can sit here and go on and on, like I said. It's really exciting, and I'm very fortunate to be on a team with them. You
mentioned the leadership. How unique is that for players to kind of come into a new spot and immediately be able to kind of fill that role?
Every team has to have leaders, but a leader also has to have followers. Someone that is vocal, I think that's what this team needs, and everyone's vocal, bringing positive attitudes. It's really fun to be a part of, in everyone's leadership.
What excites you the most about this team?
Honestly, just the expectations we have. Preseason rankings have been coming out, but those really don't matter. It's how you finish. I think this team is capable of a lot of things this season. So honestly, just getting out and coming to play with them on Sunday to get the season going.
All right, thanks so much. Just to start off, a couple weeks into preseason practice, a couple weeks away from the first game, what's kind of stood out about this team?
I feel like this is probably a common answer, but the depth. We have so much to offer in every position, and I think that us relying on each other with that, it's been really special.
You mentioned the depth. You're right. That has been a common talking point. Yeah. How much of a motivating factor is that, given that no one's role is really guaranteed?
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. Being able to go 110% every time that you're in the game, and knowing that someone is right behind you that will do the same, it's really encouraging.
Do you feel like practices have been more competitive this year because of that?
They definitely have been a lot more competitive. I think that any athlete strives to play against the best competition, and having the best competition on your own team is just something really special, and it just makes you want to go that much harder every day.
Obviously, injuries were a big part of last season's team, or the story around them. How much do you think those injuries and kind of forcing younger players into bigger roles has helped make the depth so good on this team?
I think that it definitely helped a lot. It caused a lot of us to just step up when our name was called and put in that much extra work, and I think that is really going to help us in the long run in this season too.
What areas do you feel like your game has improved the most in the offseason?
I think that just defensively I've taken a big step guarding the post. Just being more aware of my surroundings on the court.
What excites you the most about this team?
Honestly, just the amount of talent that we have. And I know that everybody on this team is a really hard worker, and hard work and talent combined is something really scary for other teams.
Yeah. If you would, go through one by one on the 4 transfers and tell me maybe a few things that stand out about their game.
Okay, I'll start with Jill. Jill is just, for her size, you would never know that she's 6'5". If you look at her game on a paper, she's just so versatile. She can handle the ball well, pass, shoot, score from anywhere. She's a great defender. That's Jill for you. For Kia, she's just tough. She's willing to take a charge at any time, and that's just something that you don't really see a lot with players of her caliber. She can score. She's going to D you up. She's going to rebound. Just whole 9 yards. Then we got JP. She's one of the best passers I've ever played with. She's just got great court awareness. That helps her rebound the ball as well. She's really tough, hardworking. Then we got Jazz. Jazz is one of the best rebounders I've ever played with. She's really hard-nosed, hard-working, and she just knows where to be at all times. So.
Obviously, Jillian was in the conference last year. How much did you know about her game, and how surprising was it to see kind of those guard skills that she has when she got here?
Yeah, well, Jill is a weird story. My former high school coach used to be her former high school coach, so I kind of knew about her. We also played each other at the USA trials, so I knew how good of a player she was, and I was just really overjoyed that now she's on our team. We don't got to worry about playing against her.
All right, thanks so much. What's kind of been your takeaways from the team the first couple weeks of practice?
I would really say togetherness is like our big thing. Like we are always playing together, always working hard, and obviously working hard. We're always working hard and getting better.
You mentioned the togetherness. You guys have a lot of transfers, a lot of newcomers on this team. How do you feel like everybody's meshed?
I think as soon as they got here, we all just meshed pretty well. Like all of our personalities and just our common goal of wanting to win and be better just meshed really well.
What do you think for you last year was the biggest adjustment to college basketball and being at Tennessee?
I would say probably the speed of the game, like, and everyone being good. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like where I'm from, I was the best person, so just everyone being good.
How much more comfortable do you feel with the speed of the game and being out there now year two?
I feel way more comfortable, especially towards the end of the season last year. We really started building my confidence. So, yeah.
Coach Harper's talked a lot about the depth on this team and how finding minutes for everybody is going to be difficult. How much of motivating tool is that, knowing that nobody's minutes are really guaranteed?
It's actually really motivating. It makes you go into practice every day with that mindset of you need to do what you need to do.
Where do you feel like your game has grown the most of last year?
I would say probably my leadership and my communication since I'm a point guard. So
Yeah. Has that been challenging, kind of growing as a leader? What have been challenges of that?
Yeah, it has been challenging. It's kind of like I have to be comfortable being uncomfortable because I'm not really the loudest person, or I don't really like being the loudest person. So.
What excites you the most about this team?
Everything. Really, yeah.
Go through the transfers one by one and kind of give me a little summary of their game or what's impressed you about them.
Okay, Rakia Jackson, she's one of my favorite people to play with so far. She can put the ball in the basket. She encourages you, does whatever she needs to do. JP, Jasmine Powell, she's like a motor to me too. Like she's fast, she's gonna get your grill and she's gonna hype me up. Jasmine Franklin, she's so strong, really strong, good rebounder, good finisher. And then Jill, yeah, she's making a big impact too. So yeah.
After obviously last season, injuries were a major theme for y'all. Do you kind of feel like there's a sense of what would have been and I guess carrying over to this season, kind of unfinished business?
Oh yeah, honestly, yes.
All right, thanks so much. Obviously last year, I'm sure for you, it was not fun having the injury before the season. Just how much excitement has there been for you to be back healthy and then for the season to get going?
Oh, I'm so excited. You know, I've been off the court for a long time and I love basketball. Like, I play basketball because I love basketball, so it's been hard. But yeah, I'm so excited. And the fact that we have the team that we have this year, so the goal and the expectations are so much higher than any other team or any other year we could have had. It makes it like so much more like breathtaking. At the same time, it's a little bit intimidating, but I'm just like ready to play. I'm just ready to have fun.
What stands out about the team through the first few weeks of practice?
The fact that we have such big names, but big players, individual players, and big personalities, but the way that we manage to like round each other and the way the coaches are handling the big personalities and like making it work, because we have such a big goal and we talk about it present, I feel like we've matured and we have this sense of responsibility about it. So it seems very much much important, much bigger responsibility than any of the other years.
There's a lot of newcomers on this team. How do you think everybody's meshed from a chemistry standpoint?
Oh, we love newcomers. They brought a lot of like fun, a lot of not just talent, like I'm talking more about off the court. They've brought a lot of fun, a lot of laugh, a lot of new relationships, new chemistry. I think they've helped a lot. And of course, they're super talented players. So on the court, like, you know, they're one of the reasons that we're so strong this year. So of course, we're excited to welcome them. You would think it would be hard to incorporate that. It's surprisingly being so easygoing, such a good flow.
Why do you think it has gone in such a good flow?
I think the coaches have had a great part of it. I think they understand that. They understand the importance of the chemistry. Obviously, Kelly was here to win a championship. I think good teams transform into great teams when they understand the off-the-court stuff is as important as on-the-court stuff. So we've had a lot of like team-building activities, a lot of conversations, talks, and the main thing about it, we work because we have a common goal and we understand that and we all care about it. So it's easier to work together towards something when you all have that same idea in your head.
Coach Harper's talked a lot about the depth on this team.
Yes.
And now nobody's role, nobody's minutes are guaranteed. How much of a motivator is that?
I think it has two great aspects to it. One is that competitive aspect that brings to practice, that combined to that one same goal, it pushes everybody to perform individually, it pushes you to be better, but it takes the bitterness out of it. I think because she explains to us and we understand that depth is our strength this year, we embrace that. We don't feel bitter about it. People don't have a negative connotation for it. It has brought more, as I said, competitiveness, and it's pushed the individual. So as the individual gets better, the team gets better, obviously.
Kelly also talked about you have shooting really well in preseason practice. I think she said maybe you had the numbers they chart, you might have had the highest shooting percentage from the field. How important has that been for your confidence as you get back healthy and kind of get back into the steam of things?
Well, yeah, as you said, it's been great for my confidence, definitely. Honestly, I think it's just something that came with so many hours that I had that I couldn't practice. I would just get in there and shoot. I think I'm not overthinking about it. I think it's something that has just come to me because of the work I've put in, but it definitely helps me get a little bit more motivation into the year. You know, coming from an injury, obviously you're like a little bit more like wanting to go get it, and with a team with so much depth, sometimes it's like intimidating. It's like, okay, where's my role gonna be? So having a good field goal percentage just makes me more stable, more less in my head about
transfer here.
Because I saw Coach Kelly's vision and the team and the assistant coaches, it really just won me over. And just being around this group of girls, it just made it such an easy transition, because even on my first visit here with this team, it was just healthy, and you can tell like everyone is here for one another and we all have one goal. And that's to win a championship.
That's kind of been a common talking point from the players is, despite there being a lot of transfers, a lot of newcomers, everybody's meshed really well.
Yeah.
How anxiety easing or encouraging was that for you?
It was great. When you have a group of girls who just want nothing for the best from you or for you, it just means a lot, because you know, at the end of the day, you won't say anything to hurt a person. Everything is coming from the heart. Everything is to encourage you and push you in practice. So it's just healthy. It's just really healthy.
What stands out about this team a couple weeks into practice?
I would have to say our competitive spirit. Everyone, we just go at each other, and we do that in practice, but off the court, like, we're just the best of friends, laughing and playing all day. So it's just really good and fun to be with these girls.
What do you bring to this team? What does your game bring to this team?
I bring versatility. I can score on all three levels, defend the ball. I feel like my IQ has grown even more being here and being with this team. So it's just been really cool and fun.
Coach Harper's talked a lot about the depth on this team. Obviously, you kind of come from a unique situation where you have played college basketball before. Has that depth also stood out to you in practice?
100%. The depth, you know, we have 2, 3, 4 different people that can play like multiple positions, and when everyone knows their role, it makes the transition even smoother, because, you know, no one is trying to play outside of themselves. We're playing for the team, so it just makes it like healthy. Again, it's just really good.
She's also talked about, I've heard her say multiple times, about how fun it is to watch you and Jordan Horston battle. How fun has it been for you to be competing against her every day?
Oh, it's totally so much fun playing against Jordan each and every day. Like, you know, we're on opposite teams. We're always the first one. I got Jordan, I got Rakia, and, you know, just two great players going at it. I feel like it just brings the energy at practice, you know, and great players like playing with other great players, and I feel like we've found a balance within that as well. So it's just been really fun going against her because we go hard at each other in practice, and off the court, we're just laughing and playing.
Why are you as competitive as you are?
Because I hate to lose more than I love winning. So I just have that fire in me. Like, I don't care if it's tic-tac-toe. Like, I want to come in first place. So I feel like that's what it is. And I know at the end of the day, I came here for a reason, and I want to achieve that goal, which is winning the championship. So that's another reason, because I know at the end of the day, we're working towards something. So I want to stay on track with that.
Does that competitive spirit make it easier to kind of embrace the high expectations for this team?
For sure. It definitely helps because it's just something that's in me, and it's just something that's brought out when I'm playing basketball. So basketball is just so fun and something I just truly love to do, and I just love to win, and this team does too. So it's just great when we all have one goal.
What excites you the most about this team?
Just playing together and knowing what we can do, what we have the possibility to do. You know, we're not just saying, you know, we just want to win a championship. Like, I feel like that's something that we can actually truly achieve if we stay together and stay within ourselves.
Thanks so much. Once you entered the transfer portal, what made Tennessee the right spot for you?
I feel like it was just the right time. It was the best decision for me. Coming out of high school, I had a lot of people, you know, calling me and stuff like that, and Tennessee was definitely on the top of my list. But, you know, that was like the first year of like COVID for real, so it was hard to take any type of visit. So I think I only took like 2 unofficials before I committed to Georgia. And just coming back into the transfer portal, as you know, the transfer portal was a crazy thing last year. It was booming with so much talent, and Kelly, I was fortunate to have Kelly. So I talked to her, and she was just telling me what I could do and what she had confidence in me doing. And I came here, took a visit, and I instantly fell in love, and I committed here.
Now being here for a couple months, what stands out about this team and then kind of the culture around the team?
I mean, every time I thought of Tennessee before I committed here, it was just, you know, Pat Summitt. Just the legacy that she had here is just crazy. I don't know why more people commit here. I mean, like, it's, you know, it speaks for itself. And then I say the community here is just like no other. Like, I'll see people like in the grocery store, oh my gosh, are you here? Are you a transfer from blah, blah, blah. It's just like so welcoming here. The team was welcoming when I came here, just the chemistry. We just set it off like instantly, like the first practice.
The depth
felt comfortable.
Yeah, the depth has been a major talking point just about everybody I talked to. How much is that kind of a motivating factor that nobody's role is really guaranteed?
I mean, it's motivating. I mean, we compete every day, like in every drill. It's a rebounding drill, shooting drill, free throws. Like, we compete every day. And like you said, this team has a lot of versatility. It just makes us better as teammates and along as players.
What do you bring to this team?
I say probably versatility is probably my biggest thing. A person my size is kind of hard to see in today's game, so just bringing that versatility factor where I can go inside or out is probably the best. That's
what a lot of people have said about you, that they've been surprised by your guard skills. Have you always had those? How has that developed for someone your size?
I mean, not gonna lie, I do have to, you know, put in a lot of work.
Breathe it in.
But just putting in that work and putting those extra hours that people don't see is pretty good. And I didn't always have that. Like I said, just putting in the extra hours and just that extra work. Being as a bigger player, you gotta really, you know, get down low. Just the little things, you know. So that really helped me.
When do you think you developed that? Was that in high school? Was that been the last year since you've been in college?
I'd probably say I didn't really start, you know, progressing my game until like maybe 8th grade. That really was like a switch for me. And, you know, it's I'm about to take this basketball thing very serious now, and the AAU circuit helped me a lot too, and it just took off from there.
You mentioned just then, kind of 8th grade, making that mental flip of taking it real serious. Obviously, you have a lot to prove. You have a lot you want to accomplish, but how rewarding is it to be here, and you mentioned Pat Summitt's legacy. How kind of rewarding through that process is it to have ended up here?
It's so rewarding. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity that I have, and how many people have sacrificed for them, for me being here. It's just really crazy to think, and like you said, there's a lot of days where you're gonna be tired, but if you have a dream, just keep on chasing it and you'll get there.
What excites you the most about this team?
Probably just what we can do this year. I mean, every day we have practice, team just surprises me. I mean, like, we go hard every day, we work hard, we compete, and I mean, like, you can't teach hard work. You either have it or you don't, and this team definitely has hard work, and all we do is just, compete and just have fun. The biggest thing is to have fun. You gotta have fun.
I guess just to start, why was Tennessee the right spot for you to transfer to?
I think the main reason that I'm here is because of the culture. Not a lot of teams you see out here are like us. We really preach being a family atmosphere because we want to win. And in order to win, you have to have that connectivity. You have to have that chemistry on and off the court. And that's something that the coaches really instill here is, getting to know each other and being, all for one is one of our sayings.
Hey, you're one of 4 transfers, and what you just said has been a very common theme from what I've heard. How kind of anxiety easing or exciting was it when you got here and it was all a very welcoming culture, and especially there's a lot of depth on this team, a lot of minutes competed for, and that doesn't seem to be a negative thing by any means.
Yeah, I mean, taking back, going to the portal, it was huge because, you're going to a new school, you're looking for, a place to call home, and what makes it even better is when the team is, being so welcome, and not only the team, but the fans here, the atmosphere here was so welcoming. I mean, it's so easy to blend in and make friends and, compete at the highest level with this team because of how welcoming they've been.
Outside of basketball, what have you enjoyed the most about UT? What have you enjoyed the most about Knoxville?
So, I was actually talking about Knoxville as far as the greenery here.
Yeah.
Coming from cities and stuff, Minneapolis and Detroit, I mean, all you see is infrastructure. So when I got here and I was like, oh my God, this town is so the Rocky Mountains and everything like that. It's been great getting out and seeing that type of stuff. And also, with school and stuff, it's a pretty huge school compared to where I've been. And everything here is so beautiful, and I'm really getting to know all my professors and my peers around me. So it's just been great.
Okay, back on the court now. What do you bring to this team?
I think I bring up being a floor general and being a leader. I think that one of my best strengths is being able to communicate with my team and getting that connectivity with them, and just trying to bring out the best parts of my team and trying to come on the court and be the best that I can be for them.
I think multiple players I've talked to have said you're one of the best passers they've played with. How much pride do you take in that?
I take a lot of pride in my passing. I really love growing up watching players like I wouldn't say Michael Jordan, oh my goodness. I did Magic Johnson, but also Michael Jordan as well. I mean, who wasn't watching him? But Magic Johnson, I mean, the way he was able to pass and the pride he took in that, it kind of made me want to do the same. And also growing up and watching, Chelsea Gray, one of the best players that I love watching now. I mean, I take a lot of pride in that.
The depth has been a major talking point, and obviously you're kind of in a unique situation as you came from another school, not just high school. How would you compare the depth and maybe even the competitiveness of the practices from Minnesota?
Yeah, so, I mean, as you can see, we have a lot of people here. I mean, almost 16. I mean, it's unheard of. 16 great players that have length, speed, agility, and all that. It's uncomparable. I mean, the ladies that they've brought here and I get to play with, I mean, they're great. I think that we can do pretty much anything we set our minds to, and at Minnesota, I'm grateful to have this opportunity here. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the season. What excites you the most about this team? Okay, there's a lot. But
Give me all of it.
I will say that the length and the speed here is great. I mean, we are able to play almost all guards and still be huge. I mean, we have a lot of guards who can do multiple things, and we have a lot of bigs that can do multiple things. So we call them big guards around here, but to other people they might be big. But I mean, I really enjoy like just getting to know everybody and their strengths.